What's up everybody, and welcome back to Chris's Collectible Corner for another figure unboxing and review. Today we're going to be looking at a third-party figure from the company Deities, formerly known as Kong Studios. And what I mean by third party is they don't have an official license to be making Dragon Ball figures, hence the packaging that you see on display. So this is essentially a bootleg for all intents and purpose. I got mine from 5K Toys for about $70 after taxes and shipping. This figure went up for pre-order on their website about this time last year in 2023. And as of this recording, it's completely sold out. So your best bet is to get him off of AliExpress or a reseller at a markup price. Now, before we get started, if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell notification so this way you're notified when a new figure review video is uploaded to the channel. Now, as you can see here on the display stand, the packaging for this figure looks nothing like Vegeta. It's not even called Vegeta, but the Jade Rabbit. And I think that's to protect them from any lawsuits. I'm not too sure because I'm not well versed on action figure law. But yeah, you get a plastic case that encases the main body of the figure with a little sleeve covering it with some Chinese writing, I would assume. I'm not sure what it says, I'm not Chinese, but if I had to take a guess, it probably says something with the Jade Rabbit. On the back, we have a little short story about the Jade Rabbit, but I promise you this is a Vegeta review. I know it may not look it right now, but just wait. Then we also have these two additional boxes for the hair sculpts and the face plates, but the boxes are labeled bookmark and pen holder, which is hilarious because we know that's not what it is. But again, I think that should protect them from any lawsuits, at least that's my assumption. But now, let's get to figure out the packaging and take a closer look at them. And here we have Vegeta on the display stand, standing straight up and down, no fancy poses. We'll get into that later in the video. So this is Deities Xeno Vegeta as he appears in the Dragon Ball Heroes anime. Now, I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't know where it fits into the main timeline or if it's its own universe thing or something like that. I don't know anything about it. But I've seen this design and I've always thought it was a really cool design. So looking at the figure, it has a nice matte finish, no shiny cheap looking plastic. I really like the proportions of this body. It's a more muscular and thicker build from the 2.0 Vegeta body that we've been getting for all these years. I really like the colors on this variation of Vegeta's armor, with the shoulder straps actually going around the back of his neck. And I like the new design on the gloves and boots. And I like that he's rocking the color black. I think it's a really good look on him. So this is obviously a 3.0 mold. You can tell by the legs primarily because they don't have that extra sleeve for the hips. But yeah, I really like how this looks out the box. The painting is clean, crisp. I don't see any smudges or bleeding, but once again, I don't think this figure is painted much. I think it's just a plastic molded out of those colors that the figure is in. I also really like the hair sculpt and the face on this figure, because a lot of times in the past, the Vegeta face plates have been a bit of a hit or miss between the official and the third-party face sculpts. I mean, they've gotten better, but Dragon Ball's art style hasn't always been the most consistent either. But this looks a lot like Vegeta to me. He's got those angled eyebrows, that stern look that Vegeta always has, so to me it looks just like him. Now, with that out the way, let's take a closer look at some of the accessories that he comes with, because he comes with a decent amount. Alright, now before we get in depth with all the accessories and faceplates that he comes with, there are 3 different sets of this Xeno Vegeta that were on pre-order on 5K Toys. There was B001, which is the one that came with the base hair sculpt and the windy Super Saiyan hair with 4 face plates for each and the yellow ki blast effect. Then there was B002, which came with the Super Saiyan blue hair in a lighter blue color and a non-windy Super Saiyan hair sculpt with the Super Saiyan 2 bangs and a green ki blast effect. And the last set, which was B003, came with the windy base hair sculpt, 4 more base faceplates, and the Super Saiyan 3 hair sculpt with 4 faceplates as well, and like a purplish reddish color kind of key blast. So if you got all 3, you got all of these accessories. I got all of them because Vegeta is my favorite character, but also so I can show you guys everything here in this review depending on which one you chose, and show you what you got and how they look like in this video. Okay, so here are the faceplates that come with set B001, and at the top, as you can see, we have the base hair sculpt with 4 faceplates. Now, the first 3 are pretty standard, you know, the stern looking straight ahead Vegeta face, the open mouth where he's like shouting or shooting a ki blast, then the regular smirk Vegeta. Now that last faceplate, you're probably like, what the heck is that? Well, that's from the series Dragon Ball Heroes, and I think they call that Time Breaker Vegeta. Now, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what his powers are or if he can time travel. I assume so by the title of the name, but I just thought it was a cool looking piece. It's a cool looking mask, and I'll show you guys how that looks on the figure. I mean, it just looks cool. Then on the bottom, we have the windy Super Saiyan hair. And we have, you know, the looking to the side stern face, the teeth gritted face. But the last 2 faces I really like, and I really wish Tamashi would do more things like this that the third parties are doing. Some really unique facial expressions. I really like the one with the black eye, look like he just got into a fight. And the last one has a facial expression like he just ran into P. Diddy into baby oil. No, I'm joking. But it actually reminds me of the scene when he was fighting Kid Buu, and Kid Buu was choking him out and basically almost killing Vegeta. And here we have B002. This is the second set from the Beast Deities Xeno Vegeta. And as you see at the top, we have the Super Saiyan Blue with the lighter blue hair and 3 unique expressions. And once again, I just love these expressions that they give us. They're very unique, very expressive to the characters, where it isn't just the standard stern face, grinning face, smirk face, and shouting face. So I really love the varied expressions that we're getting. Then on the bottom, we have the non-windy Super Saiyan hair, and this one has the pretty much generic faces I was just talking about, the stern, smirking, grimace, and shouting face. But then if you look all the way to the right, we have the bangs that we can swap out, so this way Vegeta can have his Super Saiyan 2 look. Now, for a lot of you may not be able to tell the difference. Some people it's important, so it's cool that they threw that in there, but just so you can kind of see the visual difference. The difference between regular Super Saiyan Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is the hair right above his widow's peak. So the hair above the widow's peak in Super Saiyan 1, it splits like down the middle with the widow's peak. But on Super Saiyan 2, there's a clump of hair that forms in the middle right above the widow's peak. So that's really the main difference between Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. I mean, it's so small of a detail, but I guess it's cool that they added it in there for the hardcore people. And now for the last set, B003, we have the windy base hair sculpt with 4 more unique base faceplates, which once again, I'm loving that Beast Deities is doing this and giving us so many variations and expressions with Vegeta. It just opens up so many more options and possibilities when it comes to posing these figures and how you want to display them. Then we have the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta hair sculpt, and this one is a vast improvement upon the first Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta hair sculpt that they gave us. I mean, that one looked all ugly in the faceplate, so Beast Deities or Kong has come a long way and has really upped up their game when it comes to their faceplates. But as you can see with the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, we still kind of have like the same thing, the 4 basic standard faceplates, which is the stern, the open mouth, the smirk, and the teeth gritting face. And then lastly, we have that purplish, reddish ki blast effect. Now, all the figures come with a set of crossed arms and 7 different sets of hands. So the first set that we have has a little peg, so this way you can connect the ki blast on either side, or left or right hand, depending on how you want to pose them, or have a ki blast in both hands. Then after that, we have open palm hands that are once again, I guess, for ki blast without the peg. Then on the last set, which is the one on the bottom, we have some grabby hands, or martial artist hands like the Kung Fu hands that Vegeta usually has. Then we have a pair of Big Bang attack hands. At least that's what I like to call them, because they're angled up a little bit more and not really straightforward. Then we have a pair of thumbs up hands from Vegeta, and you know, those are usually the ones when he's getting real cocky and right before he gets his ass whooped. Then we have another pair of Key Blast hands, and these are the ones where he just kind of has his middle finger, index finger, and thumb out with shooting a blast. Then the last set of hands that we have are a pair of fists, and we already know with Dragon Ball, people always throwing hands and people always fighting, so you gotta have your fists.
But wait! There's more!
Hold up, wait a minute. You thought we was finished? You better come back over here. We're getting right back in it. Nah, so there was another set that Beast Deities came out with, and it was this Omni God Vegeta headset. Now, I know some of you are like, wait, what the heck is that? Omni who? Yeah, so this is like a real deep cut. This is from a fan series called Anime War. So it's not even like official, it's not even like Heroes were still made by the official company, but it's kind of like its own thing on the timeline. No, this was completely a fan-made form. And from my understanding, it's like he is omnipresent, so he can be everywhere and all that stuff. It's his strongest form in this fan fiction, and he's stronger than Goku and everybody. But he has some silver, whitish hair, kind of like Beast Gohan, pretty much. And then he has like an upside down A in the middle of his forehead. He has the white eyebrows, red eyes with like yellowish, greenish pupils, and then it looks like he's tearing blood from his eyes. I'm not sure, but that was an extra one, and I just got it because I was like, you know what? Nobody else is going to make this, and I don't know where else I'm going to get it. And if you try to get a custom of this made, forget about it. So why not? Just another headset to have for Vegeta. Vegeta's my favorite character, and here we are. And then this also came with that set. This is a jacket that he also wears in the Dragon Ball Heroes show, Xeno Vegeta. So they gave you the jacket with those Omni God headsets, and then a pair of fists that are black because he also wears gloves on top of his white gloves. Not sure why, but whatever. I just wish they kind of gave us more hands and different poses, but I guess this will do. It's good enough. Alright, so let's go over the articulation of this guy, this new Xeno Vegeta from Beast Deities. Let's see how he moves and how his joint tolerance is. So we're going to get started with the arms. The shoulder, as you guys can hear that, it's a little squeaky, but it's not like crazy tight. He can go up to about 90 degrees, a little bit more if you want to push it. Let's see. His elbow is real. This one at least is really tight. Man, that was. You see that? Like I had to like do it in parts just to get him to bend like that. I mean, he bends more than 90 degrees. I'll probably put some shock oil on that. I'll show you guys what I mean. As far as the bicep swivel, goes fully around, so that's good. I mean, he could bend at the bicep, it's just a little tight. I don't know if it's going to be like that on both of them. Let's check the other arm. Oh, this arm actually feels better, doesn't squeak as much or anything. Yeah, the bicep bend is much better here. Didn't have any issues, it was nice and smooth. And then the swivel, yeah, that's good. Also, something I didn't check, which I should on both. Alright, yeah, he goes all the way around. Let's see if there's any issue with this arm. Oh, man, you guys heard that? Yeah, this one is tight right here. So I would suggest getting some shock oil. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. Hold on, let me just put them down. So this is what you want to get. Shock oil, I'll link it in the description. And basically you want to open it up, and I would probably say the best place to put it is right there under his arms. This way it gets into the joint, lubricates it. You don't need a lot, you just put one drop, right? And then you'll move the arm a little bit, and then all that squeakiness will be good, and you'll have less issues with the joint, and also less chances of it actually breaking. But with that said, let's check out the rest of the articulation. As far as his head, he could look left to right, he could look down, look up. Pretty good amount, except for that piece like hinders it, but you know, it is what it is. Side to side tilt, yeah. And the faceplates stay on, so any way you move it, you're not really gonna have like an issue, so that's good. All right, let's see if he has how his ab crunch is. Oh, that is non-existent. He does not bend forward at all. That's it. Can he go back? Okay, he can at least lean back, which is good, but that's kind of disappointing. This is 3.0, the new, supposed to have better articulation, and you can't even bend forward. I think it's because of this piece under here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's like a white piece, and I think that kind of was what's hindering it. But all right, he could turn side to side, which is good. Yeah, you got to hear all that squeaking. That's why you want the shock oil. Well, there goes his face. Like I said, I thought the face was gonna stay. Let me go get those real quick. I guess this will also be a good time to show you guys how the faceplates go on. Might as well, right? So these videos are a bit different. He has this kind of Beast Deities has this new system, so you kind of would pop it right there. And then, in the gaps around it, that's where you'll put the hair. And you just pop it in place. Boom. I think it's better this way because it kind of gives it a more seamless look. I mean, the other ones are good too. The one that Tamashii Nations has. This is just different, you know? But, that aside. Oh, he also has upper torso swivel. So, that's good. Added articulation. Now let's check his legs. That's like usually the biggest thing for 3.0, the leg articulation. So, okay, yeah, he can kick. Whoa, okay, he can go higher than 90. All right. Kick to the side. Yeah, he could do a full split easily. Thigh rotation is good. Good knee bend. Yeah. And then ankle articulation. This is how we like the ankles, guys. All right, take notes. You have good side to side swivel, so you could better balance them. And then, you know, front back movement, and then toe. Let's check the other leg just to make sure that we're good, because the arms are different. Yeah, there goes his leg. You push it too far, pops right off. But that's not a problem. Just pop it back in. All right, so yeah, you can kick about 90. Knee bend's perfect. Ankle articulation. Same as the other side to side. Oh, you guys can't see that? Hold on. Yeah, see? Side to side swivel. So that's good. And then thigh rotation. So yeah, overall, I think the articulation is good. Man, I don't expect it to be perfect. This is a third-party company, but much better than what they used to do. But I would definitely say get some shock oil. This is it once again. This is Trax shock oil. You can get it on Amazon. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description. But you definitely want to put that in the joints, especially on the arms, this arm especially. And I'm going to do it for my bicep just so it's not too squeaky. And probably a little bit here on the waist because I noticed, yeah, it was real squeaky there. So I just don't want all that tension to eventually like snap the joint. And since I got you guys here, this has nothing to do with articulation, but because I have the other accessories, he comes with the Super Saiyan 3 head. I just want to see if like he balances well with the Super Saiyan 3 head on. So let's take a look at that real quick. Give me a second. Alright guys, and there he is with the Super Saiyan 3 head sculpt on. I think he looks really good with the head sculpt on him, especially with this body. You know, I always like darker colors, and so I like this black suit on Vegeta, but just wanted to show you guys that he doesn't need a stand or any assistance to help him stand while wearing the Super Saiyan 3 head sculpt. I know like in the past, like a lot of Super Saiyan 3 figures, they're real top heavy, so they kind of topple over and can't support the weight. But as you can see, this Vegeta has no problem. So you could probably get him in some pretty interesting poses since he can hold the head, hold the weight of the hair. And it's nice, it's posable, it's got different joints in there. But I just wanted to show you guys that really quickly because I didn't want to just do a bunch of still images where he was already posed and you're not quite sure whether or not he could support the weight or if it's actually possible because all the editing that goes on in the background with these things. But yeah, there he is, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta holding the weight like a soldier.
I know I'm forgetting something. I got the cargo, the crystal crew. Oh yeah.
All right. You guys always ask this whenever a new body or version of a figure comes out. Is it interchangeable with the old heads and vice versa? It's almost like when a new video game system comes out, you guys are wondering if you can still play all your old video games on the new system. That's basically where we're at. So I have as many Vegeta head sculpts as I could fit into frame. I don't have every single one because this video would literally be an hour long. There have been so many customs and variations of Vegeta face plates and head sculpts that have come out throughout the years. So to kind of answer everybody's question right from the jump, sadly and unfortunately, none of these heads fit the new 3.0 Vegeta body. The peg holes are either too tight or too loose, or the neck on him is too thick for the head to sit flush on it. Now, you could fit some of them if you put them in hot boiling water to loosen up the plastic and then pop it right onto the figure. I've done it with the Tonson head. I'm pretty sure you could do it with the new Super Saiyan Vegeta sculpt, as well as the old 1.0, and I'm pretty sure you could also do it with the new Super Saiyan Blue. But you run the risk of stretching out the hole and the head being loose, unless it's something you want to keep on there permanently. But if you plan on changing it, I wouldn't suggest keeping it on there because the peg on this is thicker than most, so the peg hole on the head sculpt will get widened out and it won't be able to fit on other bodies like the 2.0 Vegetas. Now, because the heads do not fit, and I will show you, let's grab base head Vegeta. Peg hole's too tight, so it won't even fit on there, just comes right off. Same thing with this one. They just fall right off. They don't sit flush on here at all. But I'm gonna show you guys how they look by using some blue tack. So we're just gonna put a little bit on here, just kind of something to help hold them in place, just so you guys can see what these different head sculpts would look like on this body. I'm just gonna put a little bit more just to be safe. Now this won't be a perfect representation, but you'll get the gist. Alright, so again, we're gonna start with the base head. So with the blue tack, that's what he will look like with the 1.0 or 2.0 Scouter Vegeta head sculpt. And I don't think this looks too bad. I like the wide hair, how it looks in proportion with this body. I just wish the faceplate was more up to date, like we have better faceplates now. And that's something I kind of was bringing up to you guys before, earlier in the video, that the head sculpts for Vegeta, like throughout the years, have kind of been hit or miss. We've gotten a lot better in recent years, but as you can see, like this one doesn't really hold up by like modern day standards. So that's the Scouter Vegeta 2.0 head. Let's take that off. Now, this is the head from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So let's pop that one on here. That one looks good too. I actually like how that looks. Proportionally, it looks well. I like the head sculpt on it. Yeah, this looks good, and it goes good with the black. I just think he looks good with the black hair and his black suit. I think it kind of just brings the whole figure together, but I think that's a clean look. Alright. Now this one is a TK DIY base head Vegeta head sculpt. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that, my fault. This came out a while ago. I'm not sure if it was earlier this year or last year. They're really hard to come by now. You can't really find them unless you go on eBay or try to find them from a reseller on AliExpress. But I like these because this kind of reminds me of how he looked in the Buu Saga, that version of Vegeta. So let's see if this head sculpt, how, not if it fits, but how it looks. So let's see how this head sculpt looks on this Vegeta. Yeah, that one looks good too. I mean, the face is kind of small, kind of scrunched up in comparison to the rest of the body, so it does look a little weird proportionately, but yeah, it still looks pretty cool. You know, like, if that's your jam, you could definitely do that. Now, this head sculpt coming up arguably is what some people would say is the best base form Vegeta head sculpt. This is the new one from the Namek Vegeta. I think they call it the Scouter 24,000 power level. So for a lot of people, this is their personal favorite and best Vegeta base head sculpt. So let's see how this looks on here. Boom. Yeah, that one looks good too, man. And this one just has like that nice like aesthetic of Vegeta from how he looked in the Namek saga. You know, he's got the more cartoonish look, the bigger hair, the more manic, evil, kind of sinister look. Yeah, I think this is a good look too on this arm and just on this body. The head is big enough so it looks proportionate enough so it doesn't kind of look all wonky or like, you know, out of whack. Alright, now moving on. This is the newest head sculpt of the Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Cell Saga. They just re-released it and gave it a better paint application and better face decals, but it's the same as the old one, the mold and everything. So let's see how this looks. And there we have them. That looks good too, man. I mean, I really like how that gold kind of contrasts the tannish yellow of the suit. Yeah, that looks good too. That looks clean. I really like that. That's a nice one. Alright, so now to everyone's probably personal favorite or unanimously the favorite head sculpt of everybody is the Tonson art Vegeta heads. And like I've said it before, Tonson is killing it with third party. We had the Trunks, the Kid Boos, and then he did these before that, and these are killer. I love the Majin head sculpts, but yeah, this is how this is gonna look on this body. There we have them. The Tonson art Vegeta Super Saiyan head sculpt on the Beast Deities Xeno Vegeta. Say that 4 times fast. But yeah, that's a good one too, man. That looks really good. I mean, these head sculpts are just on point. They get the right width and everything, and like the volume of Vegeta's hair and the face plates, man, they're just perfect. But alright. Now, to kind of what I was saying before about Kong with Beast Deities, how they really stepped up their faceplates, man. I mean, this is how their faceplates used to look before. That's their Majin Vegeta faceplate from the Majin Vegeta like body they came out with, or I think it was just a set of just the heads. And I mean, look at this, man. This thing is ugly. It is not an accurate representation of Vegeta. But for those of you that may like it, let's just see what it looks like. That looks horrible. The head is so small. The hair is like so meh. Nah, that is horrible. That is garbage. Throw that out. If anybody wants that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Maybe you're trying to like replicate those bad episodes in Dragon Ball Super where the drawing animation was looking like crap. And if that is your goal, you will succeed with this one. Alright, now this is the newest Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta hair sculpt from the Tournament of Power. So let's see how this looks on here. Oh man, that looks nice. I really like that. Damn, that blue really pops on this body. Yeah, this is really nice. I really like this hair sculpt a lot. So yeah, that's what he will look like. Oh, I gotta keep popping off the faces to get the blue out. It's running thin. Whoops. Oh well. Alright, and this right here is the AJ Customs Majin Vegeta head sculpt that he came out with, I think, 2 years ago. So I know a lot of people like Ultra Ego Vegeta. I think it's a cool form too. I don't think we've gotten a really good head sculpt for it yet. Praying Tonson Arts drop something real soon. Or Beast Deities, because supposedly there's leaks that they're working on Ultra Ego Vegeta. So, but just so you guys can see what he looks like with the purple hair on here. This is kind of high because it's made for 2.0, but yeah, he looks doofy. Yeah, this one looks just as bad as this culprit over here. This does not look good on here. Not at all. The face is just too small. The hair looks very wimpy. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad hair sculpt, it just doesn't look good on this Vegeta. So yeah. Alright. And then last but not least, this is the Super Saiyan 4 head sculpt of Vegeta. And so you guys can see what that will look like on here. Boom. There you go. That looks tough. That looks real tough. I really like that. That is nice. Because Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is supposed to be more bulky, so this kind of goes more in line with that. Yeah, man, that looks nice. I mean, it's not accurate, but, because he would have the red fur showing and everything, but if you want to have him with the armor and the Super Saiyan 4 head, there you go. But yeah, that's how all the bodies look like on this Vegeta Xeno body. And one thing I actually wanted to try, is the reason why I got a couple of these bodies, is because there's also a Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So I want to see if this waist peg was interchangeable or compatible with the Super Saiyan 4 upper body torso. So I'm going to show you guys that really quickly. Alright, and here we have it. I mean, there's a huge gap because I don't have the belt for him yet. I'm getting somebody to 3D print and custom make that for me. But the waist peg is compatible with the Super Saiyan 4 torso. So you can actually, once you get the belt, you can actually have yourself a Xeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta with the black pants and the Xeno boots. I mean, you might have to get the gloves painted by a customizer, but yeah, you can accomplish it. You can make it happen, and you obviously have to drill a little hole back here so this way you can plug in the tail. But I think the most important part is that will this fit? And yeah, he sits right on there perfectly. You might have to put a little bit of plastic to tighten it up because you see it's not like super tight. He's like a little loose, not super loose, but you get the gist. But yeah, that's what it is. So if that was something you were wondering, you can do that with this Vegeta and make this custom. You just need the belt. But yeah, all right, so let's wrap this up because this video was way longer than I thought it was gonna be. But this Vegeta came with so many accessories and there's so many head swaps, and I just tried to answer as many things as I could for you guys. Hopefully you guys liked this video. Subscribe to the channel to show some appreciation for all my hard work that I'm trying to show for you guys. This way you don't have to go through this wondering and not knowing. All right? I also forgot to mention earlier, but as you saw, Each one comes with a different color key blast, but they all come with this little magnet. So what you can do is you could put it next to it and it lights up. It's pretty cool. And you tap it again to turn it off right there. But yeah, it's a nice little feature that they added. I haven't seen that with any of the other companies, third party or the official. And also, they gave us some extra pegs and for the hands and feet, just in case the ones that are already in the figure break when you're swapping them out. So that's also nice that they added that as well, the replacements. And here we have the Xeno Vegeta with some of the other Vegeta figures that have come out from the official company as well as third party. So as you can see, he stands like a pretty good height in comparison to the other Vegetas. From the tip of his hair all the way down to his feet, he stands at 6¼ inches. But yeah, I think he's a pretty good height in comparison to the rest of them. I think he looks good in comparison with the other Vegetas. Then here we have him with some of the Kong figures, the new Bojack Trunks, the Tauntaun Arts Kid Buu, and as well as his old best buddy, Lord Frieza, and 100% full power. But yeah, I think he scales pretty well, especially next to Trunks, because Trunks is supposed to be a little bit taller than Vegeta. Not like by a huge amount, but I think the scaling here works. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. I actually really like it. And then of course we had to put him next to his rival and the main character, Goku. So here we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT, as well as Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku from Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power. But as you can see, like, I think he's a good height. I think he scales pretty good to Goku. Some may want him to be a little bit shorter, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, really, it's not that consistent in the show either, so whatever. Alright guys, so my overall thoughts on this figure. I like this figure a lot. I mean, I think it's really good. The color, the articulation, all the accessories that it comes with. Yeah, I really can't be mad at this figure. I really like the face sculpts. Kong really stepped it up. It's the first 3.0 Vegeta that we have. I mean, the official company hasn't given us that yet, and the first one to come out is with the new Dragon Ball Daima sometime next year. And I don't think we're ever going to get this kind of mold from the official company ever. So yeah, I really like this figure. For me, because of my rating from a 1 to 7, I'm going to give it 5. 5 out of 7 Dragon Balls, only because you have to buy all the sets in order to get all the accessories. So you're looking at spending at about $210 just to get everything. And then on top of that, like the joints, the fact that you have to put some shock oil in the joints to make sure that nothing breaks and everything stays intact. You know, it's kind of a burden, and I know some people kind of hop right into these figures, and unfortunately sometimes they break. So those are the only two things that I would say, as well as the packaging. I've always hated Kong's packaging. I mean, it's gotten better, but I hate that we have to have like 3 different boxes just for one figure. I like everything to be consolidated in one piece. But yeah, that's my overall rating. I give it 5 out of 7 Dragon Balls. I think it's a really good figure, and I highly suggest picking him up. If you can't get him on the third party, he might go up for a little bit more, but once again, I don't think you're going to be able to get this figure anywhere else. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for coming back and checking out the channel. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, because I have more figures coming up and more reviews for you guys to see. And hopefully you found this video informative and helps you with purchasing your figures in the future. Until then, peace.